Well, we just lost one of our dogs, Patches. It was just an average evening. I was barbecuing a fish here on my patio, and I noticed her to the side, outside of the patio, and she was squirming and having difficulty breathing. And I right away started kind of pumping her chest and her stomach. I stuck my finger way down into her throat. I even cut my hands up pretty good, and I was trying. I could tell it was something stuck in her throat, but it must have been even deeper. It was just a one in a million shot of bad luck. We had given her shots. She had her rabies and worms and parvo and all the all the necessary preventatives for a young dog, and she was getting healthy as can be. She's beautiful. She looks beautiful. She's a beautiful corpse. And we did everything we could. We got the water out the hose. We rinsed her. We did the Heimlich maneuver. I stuck my finger down her throat so many times, and I didn't feel anything there. I could only feel her. It did seem like her tonsils or the back of her neck was inflamed a little bit, but it was flesh. It wasn't. I didn't feel a bone in there. And I know we did eat pork earlier, and we kind of did throw some bones in over where she had been. And we'll see. I'm going to take her first thing in the morning to the doctor for an autopsy. I want to know, what this could be. If it's rabies, then I got to get shots, because my hands were all bloodied up, and all her fluids are all over me. She was pooping. When an animal dies, it's the there's a last a digestive cycle, and then I guess they defecate. But she died in my hands, and we tried everything. I had Rhea 3 times. I said, Google what to do when a dog is choking. She Googled once. You pump the chest this way, you pump the chest that way, you put your finger down the throat, you pull the tongue out. I mean, we did everything. I mean, I'm sure my technique wasn't perfected. Maybe a professional vet would have been able just to hit the Heimlich in the sweet spot. But I tried, man. I tried, and I gave it some force. And I wouldn't have hurt her either. I would have given her any more force. She would be breaking ribs. Maybe I just didn't get. I can imagine I wasn't able to leverage into the. But the thing is, with my other hand, I kind of only had one hand as I'm doing this, because my other hand was cut earlier today, and I'm worried about getting, that infected, because she's defecating, she's frothing at the mouth. I don't know what she's dying of. I don't want to infect all my body, but I did everything I could. I mean, I had given her. It's like I did 1,000 push-ups. I just was right there, and there was a point that. She was choking. She was struggling, and that was motivating, because if she's struggling, she's kind of half breathing. I can tell. I can pop whatever this is, dislodge it, because she's also cooperating. But then when she basically went into an unconscious state, then it's where I kept giving her CPR, pumping her chest. And she was still hanging on. I could have kept her alive even longer if I wanted to, but there's a choice where she's unconscious. I had already fought like hell. Even when she was conscious, I was fighting I couldn't get this thing out. And if she's unconscious, and the only thing keeping her alive is my CPR, then there was a point where I was just sweated out. I was literally, it's impossible to physically continue CPR indefinitely. So I mean, I waited to a point where I knew she was just gone, just limp and blue, and she was still hanging on. I know I could have kept her alive a little longer if I would have kept pumping her chest, but that's sad, you know. And it's just, she's only, you know, this is a dog less than 1 year old. You know, God forbid I have my dog Lucas, who's already in his teens. Well, he's not in his teens. He's like 10 and a half years old, and it's just such a fragile potentiality, you know, that this can happen. Choking is a real deal. I mean, I think it's choking. I mean, I don't know. Tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, we'll get an autopsy. Sad though. It's sad. I'm kind of shocked. I'm sad. I'm sitting here. I was just about to eat my dinner when this happened, so I lost my appetite, and I'm just sitting here now, and just reeling in the shock. Okay, so here's a follow-up to my sweet adopted stray dog that had died last night, Patches. We took her to the pet clinic here in Dumaguete town, and we wanted to get an autopsy as what happened. And they did an x-ray, and they found that the windpipe and the esophagus, her throat, was clear. There was no obstructions at all. And I really thought she had choked on something. That's what my intuition had told me from how I saw her suffering. But in fact, no, there was nothing I could have done at all. The doctor says that his best guess is that a common thing here is that dogs eat toads, and they eat the toad and that's it. They're dead within 15 minutes flat. And it's exactly just the way that she had died. Kind of a situation where the condition only worsened. There was no improvement, and it just, you know, within 10 to 20 minutes, they just, they flatline, and that's exactly what happened to her. It seemed like no matter what I did, I got no response. And so I do feel a little better in the respect that there's nothing I could have done. I thought maybe I should have got out a big long pair of tongs and inserted them into her neck and pried something way deep in there out. But no, in fact, it wasn't that. So I'm not so negligible here. But she did die from some type of poisoning, it seems, which makes sense. And I'm glad we did that. They also are going to take care of the burial of her. We paid about $40 for their services today. And, you know, it's just another meeting in life, or meeting with life, that that's the cycle. That's the yin and the yang. And, you know, I lost a cute little life that I was trying to shelter, and she was a sweetheart, you know. She was sweet. She wasn't perfect by any means, and thank God it wasn't Lucas. But it's sad, and she was so young. But anyways, I guess also I do need to note to myself that this is just yet another part of adopting a stray dog. These are just the risks that are out there, you know. You get hit with it all. You know, so, you know, that also makes me want to have a respect for all those people that are out there rescuing dogs and are in this line of work, doctors and vets. And I think there's a lot of people that do it anonymously as well, that just go out there and save dogs. There's a lot of hardship involved in this. You know, you put your heart on the line, and so far I've been proved wrong, you know, quite a few times in this episode of trying to adopt stray dogs. You know, I lost one. I had to get rabies shots. You know, you're inviting on other types of liabilities that you may not have foreseen, etc., etc., etc. Now, you know, everything that I've done good, just bang, taken away, just like that. And so you've got to be prepared for those types of risks involved. So, okay, that's it. Cheers.